The tongue is so powerful. Speak good over your life at all times. You can't talk struggle every day and expect blessings to pull up. You can't keep saying you're broke, you're tired, or that nothing works for you and think that your life is going to level up. Words are seeds. What you speak is what grows. Start talking like the version of you you're trying to become. Say you're favored, say you're aligned, say you're blessed, even before it shows up. And watch how your life changes when your mouth stops working against your future. Stop cursing your own path. The universe listens to every single syllable that leaves your lips. If you constantly broadcast defeat, you will automatically manifest a miserable reality. The broken system wants you complaining. They need you vibrating at a very low frequency. True rebellion starts in your mind and explodes straight through your voice. Stop acting like a weak victim. Stop accepting daily defeat. Claim your power. Speak your ultimate victory into existence and watch the matrix shatter.
Money isn't real, so that means the world should be eventually free. So I'm gonna manifest the world being free. My dad, he lives in a DR, and he says, you know, anything that you put in the ground grows, so why do people still go hungry? And I like that in theory, but I was like, man, farming is really hard though, man. I think, you know, I might go hungry if I have someone to farm this food. It's like, but you know, back in the days, we had that skill set. Now we're losing these skill sets that actually we can sustain off of. So with this, and I love giving you guys my riffs. I'm like a human version of Instagram. When you look at Instagram, you look at, you know, you're looking like 100 images a day. Well, I've got millions of images in my mind, and the majority of them haven't been realized yet. You know, there's some images that are from my memory, but I got this whole, the future that's in my mind that has to be brought.
When you have a goddess as the creator, it's her own very body that is the universe. She is identical with the universe. And in Egypt, you have the Mother Heavens, Nut, the goddess Nut, who's represented as the whole heavenly sphere.
So it would be natural for people trying to explain the wonders of the universe to look to the female figure as the explanation for what they saw in their own lives.
Not only that, but then when you move to a philosophical point of view, the female represents what in the Kantian terminology we call the forms of sensibility. The female represents time and space itself. She is time and space. And the mystery beyond her is beyond pairs of opposites. So it isn't male and it isn't female. It neither is nor isn't. But everything is within her, so that the gods are her children. Everything you can think of, everything you can see, is the production of the goddess.
I keep getting a lot of questions about this DEA, so I'm just gonna go into more depth so you guys can fully see what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna go deeper and I'm gonna bring up like our connection with the sun, etc. So I already talked about how the sun is like this big chromosome. So that would be essentially like a macro chromosome, and then we're kind of like, I guess you could say like a micro chromosome, and we channel energy from the sun, and we're also giving energy back to it. But then we have a block, the clouds. They act like a buffer to our cosmic connection with the sun. To bypass that, we have to understand the 4 phases of matter. Most people just stop at liquid, gas, solid, but before then it's plasma energy, and that's where the DEA lives essentially. Now, the interesting part about it is that it really wasn't even originally called deoxyetheric acid. It was just called etheric acid. But since we have oxygen implicated on the planet, it's now deoxy. And basically, the oxygen is what plugs us into the matrix, because the original quote-unquote air for this planet is hydrogen. D means taking it away. So these people push the oxygen into the atmosphere. So now it's called deoxy. And etheric comes from ether, which is our etheric body, which is also just pure energy. Now, it's the triple helix energy that connects us into higher celestial realms. It connects our cell membranes. While DNA has 23 pairs of autosomes, okay, not chromosomes, autosomes. DEA has 33 pairs of chromosomes. See, all the information where we get our scientific shit about genetics, just really any baseline information comes from Google. And Google is literally about 5% of our information. Not to mention the CEO of these big companies who run big old information sites like those are the same people who be in them files chomping on children. So I think that we could have a baseline idea that that shit is some bullshit and they're gonna lie to you because they lie to you about everything else. Once they tell one lie, they gotta keep telling them. So, and it takes 9 ethers for a 9 ether being to even incarnate or reincarnate here. So essentially, your cells are powered by this dark matter energy. We aren't just people, we're cosmic, okay? We are cosmic celestial beings. And the sun is literally like a solar weapon. Like, a lot of people cannot take the sun. And, you know, that's not to be racist or anything. I wholeheartedly can never be racist. Like, I just purely speak the truth. I'm not going to lie to myself, so I'm not going to lie to y'all. So, and these people who empower, they love to lie to y'all. They love to fuck y'all over. And they love to just cause destruction. So, you know, me being implicated on this planet, I'm here to raise the frequency, help people remember, and spread the truth. Because, you know, living in a lie, even just living in a lie, when somebody lies to you, that literally affects your aura. That tampers with your aura. We were never supposed to be lied to. And then, like, I know some people was asking about, like, okay, what if you're mixed? Like, what if you're mixed with, like, another race or something? That's cool and all. You got to remember, like, DEA is the original genetic. DNA is a synthetic version of that. It's a replica of it. So you got to think. Even when you see people having, like, kids with, like, different races, the black genetics always overpower. Like, you can always tell somebody is, like, black. Like, either their hair be kinkier or curlier, or, like, even if they real pale, like, they'll still have some type of black features, you know? Because it's that DEA. They still a 9 ether being at the end of the day, like, you know? And then, why y'all think when you go to the hospital, like when you're first born, they instantly taking your child, taking it to other rooms, taking all this stuff, because they checking the dark matter energy levels of your child. They're like trying to see, like, all right, bro, do we got a spiritual warrior coming in? Do we got like a ascended master in here? Like, they really be checking motherfuckers' dark matter energy levels to see, like, what type of time are you on? Then they start pumping you with all this stuff, putting nanobots inside of you to control your cells, all types of stuff, plugging you into the matrix as soon as you come out of your mother's womb. And basically, when you have a child at the hospital, you're basically telling them, okay, I don't know how to birth my own child, so here I come to go to y'all. But that's the thing. We've been so brainwashed into thinking that that's the natural way to have a child, when that's never, anciently, that's never how we was practicing that at all. Cutting off the umbilical cord, they doing all types of crazy stuff as soon as your child come out. Why you can't hold your baby when it come out? Why they gotta hold your baby?
Has anybody wondered why we feel that we need to worship something or someone? Has anybody thought about that? Where is that coming from? I don't mean to offend anyone, but if you were amazing and great and the all whatever, would you need to be worshipped? Would you need to be worshipped? And if your parents are human beings, wouldn't you be a human being too? Absolutely. So the vastness of creation, you are as great as the vastness of creation, except for you are creation in a limited capacity so that you can enjoy being this particular experience. And it really is beautiful in spite of the insanity of it all. Muslims, the Jews, the New Agers, the Christians, which I remember I grew up in the church, everybody's looking for a Messiah. Stop it. Stop. There is no Messiah. Nobody is coming to save you. It's an illusion. You are the only one that can save yourself. And you don't have to save anybody else. There's nobody to be saved. Everybody is here on their own individual plan, their own individual virtual reality show. They're on their own virtual vacation. Let them be. Don't try to save them, because it'll backfire and they will stone you. You are the scroll. I want to leave you with that piece. You are the great mystery. They want you to figure it out. You are the scroll. Everything that you need is contained within you. And you need to remember that when all this insanity comes up, because there's going to be more of it. Recognize the power that exists within you, that you already are. And when you shift, there is nothing that can penetrate the vibration of that consciousness that you will shift to. absolutely nothing, and they hope that you do not figure it out. But I want you to understand it, because they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to understand it.
When you rub two fingers together, which finger are you feeling? Why is Albert Einstein's name pronounced as Albert Einstein, but Jeffrey Epstein's name is not pronounced as Jeffrey Epstein? How did the first map makers know where to draw the lines? They didn't have satellite imaging to confirm that this country ends right here. When fishes go hunting, are they fishing? Find me one number which has the letter J in it. There is not a single number in the entire universe that has the letter J in it. Winter is the only season you experience twice a year. Because January is usually cold, and so is December. So you're getting winter twice a year. What language do children think in before they can speak? A baby doesn't know how to speak English, so what language is he thinking in? If the earth is really rotating, then why are airplanes flying? They could just go up in air and stay in the same location and wait for the earth to rotate and then land. Why do they need to fly?
Was a female.
You say Jesus was a female?
Let's go.
Listen, the Bible, because y'all laughing, the Bible said Jesus was 100% human, correct?
Correct.
And it also said that Mary had the baby without male energy, correct?
Correct.
So that's possible. Right now in the wild, there's a lot of female animals, and a lot of female creatures, and a lot of female fish in all areas of the world that have babies alone.
Wow.
But here's the problem. They only can have XX. They only can have what they are. They only can have females, right? Listen, I can prove this. The only thing in the world that ever been created was female. I can prove it. Listen, everybody right now in their mother's womb was first XX, was female. Right now, if the doctors want to study, did you know this? That when a man nut in a woman and you had it in a thing, did you know that it destroys your DNA? Did you know that the only thing that transfers is the female? That's why they follow the female DNA back to Africa with the woman, because you cannot track a male DNA back nowhere. The female body destroys the male DNA because the male DNA never existed. For real, the only way to study and track back DNA is through the female.
That's science. Right?
That's how they tracked it back to the only woman in Africa, and they said she was black. But let me tell you this, they tracked it back to one tribe.
What tribe was that?
The tribe they tracked it back to, the tribe they got from Africa. But it was different creations and different races that had different beginnings and different starting points. A lot of people don't know this, right?
Okay, so since we all grown, y'all do know dinosaurs never existed, right? Can we please stop telling our children that dinosaurs existed? Because they were really dragons. Let's be real. There's a reason why they're keeping that information from you. Because did you know that you have a dragon? Like, yes, like you actually have a dragon that was assigned to you. Okay, yeah, let's get into our charts. Let's get into our soul contracts. Let's get into them, okay? Because there are certain creatures on here that were literally made to help you, okay? Help you through this lifetime. Y'all see how hard life is? Do y'all see this shit? It was not meant to be like this, okay? It was not meant to be like this. We have help. And there's a reason why they don't want you to know that you have dragons, because them things is fierce. And once you know your dragon's name, baby, and you start calling on them, baby, it's over with. It's over with. Them things is fierce, baby. There's earth dragons, there's water dragons, there's fire dragons, and air dragons. Yes, every single element has a dragon, baby. And you might have multiple, honestly. So So that might be why you are like extremely attracted to like super long nails. I mean, you may be really feisty and fiery, your damn self. Okay, honey, you might be real blissful and calm, but you still got that side of you that's like, yeah, I wish you would. Yeah, that's that dragon. Get in touch with, get in tune with it. You might like shiny, shimmery things. You might like colored contacts. Did you know dragons got them eyes? You might really like fairy tales and like mystical creatures. Like there's a reason why for everything, y'all. And I need y'all to start questioning every single thing and start asking yourself, why the hell are they pushing dinosaurs on our children? Why? What are they really trying to say? Because the closest thing that looked like a dinosaur to me is a lizard. Oh, love your peace.
First of all, there's no such thing as space and time, and there's no such thing as planets, as you know when you understand quantum physics. All you seeing out there is dimensions. And each star you seeing out there is dimensions, and you go through dimensions. That's why the white boy ain't been able to build an effective machine to go to no other planets. Because he can't go this way. He can't go outwardly. You got to go inwardly. So therefore, once the third dimension slowed down, once the other dimension slowed down to the third dimension, we became alien to the dimension that we own, this third dimension. So this book is explaining about the alien God, which is talking about the black man that used to be God of this planet and used to rule this thing, but the dimension slowed down, and so therefore he is alien. So he's reporting back in this book, in the scriptures, to the ones who didn't get trapped in this particular experiment. And he's reporting back saying, I can't function down here, literally. He's saying that I can't wait till the day that you come back and fix this thing. He's saying because I'm tired of these wicked ones, and a whole lot of stuff on the creation, the black realm, and all that is in this book. The message of the alien God and the beginning of Christianity. And this particular book is an old book that was printed in the 1930s. 1958, excuse me. Hans Jonas. Real good book to understand who is the alien that they're talking about. You are the alien. You was bound to this earth for experiment, but you can go beyond this particular realm.
I think that everything before like 1700, 16, 15, like between that area, I think they faked all of that. Because when Columbus was finding America, allegedly, Rome was falling at the same time. So somebody's lying. And then there was a civilization called Tartaria that existed, its own maps. They don't teach us about it here, but when I travel abroad, especially over in Africa, they tell you about Tartary. Why are they hiding this country? Why is it that all of these ancient ruins are on the bottom of the ocean? Now, if no white human was on the planet before 7,000 years ago, that means Atlantis was built by black people then.
Had to be.
So, either Antarctica is Atlantis or it's completely under the ocean. But if you are a spacefaring civilization and you traveling here, you're not gonna set up shop on mainland. You're gonna go inside of a mountain or at the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
Why haven't we explored more than 5% of the ocean?
We've been here before. We live this life already. And in the previous timeline, we lost. In the previous timeline, during this very time right now, we lost. They hit us with the war, with the fear of food shortages, gas prices, and everything else, the same way they did before. And we let fear win last time. That's how AI was able to take over. That is how we went into the transhumanism timeline. We are back again from the future to correct that timeline where we lost. And we corrected it. Enough of us woke up this time. And now we're moving into a better timeline, you guys. We shifted the future. We came back. We are the aliens from the future. We came back and we did it.
Let me ask you a question. What do Walmart and the Truman Show have in common to you? Now, you remember in the Truman Show, how he was looking around and how he was like, why is everybody moving the same way? Why is everybody, it's routine, everything. And it's something hidden behind the elevator. When he walked in, he seen, I heard one of my followers say, she went to Walmart and the parking lot was full of people. She said when she went in Walmart, she said there was only a few people there. And then someone come in and said, they're working on the ground. Y'all listen. The things that we see are not things that's really there. I'm walking in Walmart, the video I made a while back. I felt so uncomfortable that I said this time when I go in Walmart, I'm going to pay attention to everybody. Excuse me. I said I'm going to pay attention to everybody and what they doing. I said I'm just going to watch everybody. That's what I said. Y'all, when I walked in that door, is it on my video, previous video? And I just had to look at the Truman Show, and I seen so much in the Truman Show. Even the part that when he said that, how did I climb this mountain with my legs broken? Do y'all remember that video that when I said that when I had to get to the top of this hill, I realized that I didn't have no legs? It's there, I got the video. Okay. Y'all, I'm gonna get back to it, but listen, I don't have all the answers. I do not have all the answers. When I put something out there, I get a lot of information from you all. The word said iron sharpens iron. This time when I walk in Walmart, I'm watching everything. I'm looking at the people and I see them doing the same thing. They in such a rush, they got to grab this, they got to grab that. That's for me to follow their lead. This is what I'm thinking. As I'm shopping, I'm moving kind of slow. Coming around from produce, going toward the meat. And there was this little Caucasian man and he was just moving so fast. He was grabbing this and he run over here and he grabbed that. But he was behind me. And I was picking him up so strong and I was seeing him how he was moving. And so I tried to get all the way over. Look at the video. I made the video. I guess all the way to the side by the meat counter so that he wouldn't be close to me. Just go ahead on and get what you're going to get. Let me do what I'm doing. Because I felt it. He did not stop. He kept moving out, working his way all the way up. And I'm still trying to stay out of his way. I'm looking at him about 10 feet from me, coming toward my way. And I'm still trying to get out the way. And he's just still deep. He over here grabbing this. Finally, when he got close to me, and I'm trying to get back out of this way, he walks up to me and tapped me on my back. Excuse me, I didn't want him to touch me. I didn't feel comfortable. I rebuked it. Because right after he did that, I'm looking and I know the Spirit had to give it to me. It was a Caucasian lady coming up the aisle. And I happened to turn and look down at a pork butt, which I don't even eat. Y'all, I'm not lying. God is my witness, I'm not lying. That's why I put it out there. I don't care. My followers ain't called me stupid. They ain't called me no fool. But I do sound funny, y'all, telling y'all this stuff. But I'm going to tell you. This lady, she comes all the way up the aisle, all the way up on the left side. So I'm looking at her as she's coming. That woman stopped when she got close to where I was and turned and came right in front of me and grabbed that pork butt. I said, you can have it. You ever been thinking about something and all of a sudden it's on TV? Me and a prophet was talking yesterday and we were speaking about something that was so unusual. And right after we got off the phone, it was on my TV. I said that to say this here. You know, Truman was looking around. He was like, everybody's moving the same. Everybody's doing the same thing. It's routine. Let me put it this way. Listen, y'all, I used to travel a lot on the Greyhound bus. I traveled a whole lot. And I had left Chicago. Now, you know how your garbage man look, right? You know how the man that works at the convenience store, the one that cleans the yard and stuff like that, because you drive by there and you see him all day, every day. Hey, Harry, how you doing? You see him. I was on the Greyhound bus, and I was so far, I don't know where in the world I was at, but I was so many states away. I happened to look and I seen a man identical, had on the same clothes, the same beard, looked just like a man that does the same kind of work in Chicago. This man was doing cleaning up around the building. The guy in Chicago did the same thing. Y'all, I'm putting this out there because you know what? We get a lot of knowledge from each other. But this man was dressed like him. He had the same, and then I looked, I said, wait, I said, that's the same guy. Some people that's unlearned would say this right here. Well, you know, it's just a person that looked like him, or he just went. We don't listen on this channel. We don't try and justify nothing. We look at it as what it is. That Truman Show, I'm glad that my follower told me, and I didn't do it way back then. The Truman Show and Walmart have so much in common. I'm gonna say this right here too. Do you think the lottery is for you? Huh. Every time you play those numbers, y'all, this is my belief, and I have a right to speak it. Each time you play those numbers, I think there's a machine that calculates all the way down to who, I'm going to tell you. You put all that money, and then you'll end up winning $2. This thing is set up. How can this man, y'all know what I'm talking about, the man that got locked up, the man that had the island, the man that's now deleted. How could he win the lottery, the mega million twice? How could he win it twice? Anyway, y'all, I kind of feel alone, and y'all kind of lift me up with y'all comment. And right now I could use it. I could use it because there's so much, y'all, I don't understand. God is my witness. It's so much I don't understand. So, God bless y'all, and please leave me a comment. Love you.
Because you're not seeking completion anymore, you're already complete. Now, this sounds wonderful in theory, and in many ways it is. There's a tremendous freedom in not needing others to validate your existence. But there's also a price. And the price is this: you can no longer play the old game. You can no longer pretend that the theatrical performances of conventional romance are real. You can't fake being swept away when you see too clearly how the sweeping is done. This is where the loneliness comes in. Not the loneliness of being physically alone. That's easy. You can sit by yourself for hours and feel perfectly content. No, this is a different kind of loneliness. It's the loneliness of seeing through a game that everyone else still plays. It's like being the only adult at a children's party. The children are having a wonderful time. They're completely absorbed in their games. But you can't join them. Not because you don't want to, but because you can't make yourself believe the games are real anymore. You meet someone. They're attractive. They're interesting. They seem to like you. And in the old days, this is where the story would begin. The story of pursuit and conquest, of longing and fulfillment, of two people finding each other in the vastness of the world. But now you see the story before it even starts. You see how it will unfold. The initial intoxication, the gradual revelation of flaws, the negotiation of needs, the slow recognition that neither of you can give the other what they're really looking for, because what they're looking for doesn't exist outside themselves. And so you hesitate, not out of fear, but out of clarity. You cannot walk into a trap when you see it so plainly. You cannot drink the poison when you know what's in the cup. And this hesitation, this inability to throw yourself into the old drama, it sets you apart. Others sense it. They feel that you're not playing by the usual rules, and it makes them uncomfortable, or it makes them curious, but either way, it creates distance. Here's what nobody tells you about awakening. It raises the standard. Before, you might have been content with someone who made you laugh, someone who found you attractive, someone who filled the evenings with conversation. But now, that's not enough. You're looking for something else, something that has no name in the usual vocabulary of romance. You're looking for someone who has also seen through the game, someone who knows they are already whole, someone who isn't trying to use you as a missing piece in their puzzle. Because only then can you meet each other as you actually are, not as fantasies or saviors or solutions to loneliness, but as two expressions of the same reality, two waves that have both realized their ocean. And here's the difficulty. Such people are rare, extraordinarily rare. Most people are still caught in the old story. They're still looking for their other half. They're still trying to build their identity through relationships. They're still playing the game with deadly seriousness. And you can't blame them for this. You played it too, until you didn't, until you saw through it. But the fact remains, the field has narrowed considerably. Where once there were many possibilities, now there are few. Where once you might have fallen in love with someone's smile, or their wit, or their way of moving through the world, now you need something more. You need them to be a...
Like Inception.
Do you believe that planes are landing on moving runways? Why can't I go up in a helicopter for an hour? If the world is spinning, why can't I hover for an hour and come back down and be somewhere else?
Damn. That makes sense. It does, but this is what I heard. I was talking to a former fighter pilot, and they get up to 50,000 feet. Like 20,000 something more feet. And I said, do you see the curvature of the earth? He says, yes, we do.
He's lying to you. He's a Mason. I guarantee it.
Damn.
I guarantee you this guy is a Mason.
Really?
Because I have footage where as high as you go, you always see a level plane.
Really?
You always see a level plane. As high as the observer goes, there is always a level plane. There is no curvature. There should be, by Pythagorean's theory, right? There should be 8 inches of curvature per square mile. Visible curvature that you see.
Damn.
We do not see such curvature, sir. This is some bullshit that they use to create, basically to take God out of the equation. So let me ask you something.
Yes.
The Big Bang Theory. When's the last time an explosion, which usually destroys things, created something?
Billions of years ago.
No, because that's what they told
us, right. That's
when can I do an experiment? Right now, they're doing a Hadron Collider trying to fucking find the God particle because they're trying to find creation out of destruction, and you never will because it was a lie.
Shit. So how did is the solar system real? Do we have planets or is it bullshit?
Let me tell y'all something. If y'all not ready for this heat is finna tear your ass up. You must be vibrating high, and your temple must be clean. I was telling a lot of people, let go of that flesh, but a lot of people can't let go of that flesh. You gonna learn. It don't matter what you look like. If you not vibrating high, if you stuck on that lower vibration, if you're not doing the true work, not a 9 to 5, baby, not a 9 to 5, the true work, this heat is gonna tear your ass up. You gotta understand what is being done. They're showing you everything for a reason because they know their time is up. You have to understand what's going on. Like I said, this is chess, not checkers. They know what they gotta do, and they gonna take out as many people as they can before they go. So with that being said, get your body right. Get your vibrations right. Make sure you ain't vibrating on that low vibration. Make sure your energy is right. Leave that witch's brew alone. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Y'all, get ready. It's not too late. It's not. But a lot of people, I've been hearing a lot of people, even people that look like me, saying it's too hot. I'm like, really? Really? Okay. Get ready. Get ready. And a lot of people are turning red. They're turning red. Pay attention. Pay attention. Love y'all. Peace.